Okay, I'll be explaining this in class and walking you through it. I'll tell you to grab a book from the back of the classroom so I can explain this and you can visualize what I'm explaining as well. So if you are at home and seeing this, you'll need your book. Okay, so lots more vocab this section. So all of these that are in black, you should be able to find in the back of your book in the glossary. Okay, again, if they have an example next to the definition, make sure you're also writing that so that you'll have the sample of what the formulas are, if there is any. Okay, so that's all of the black in the back will be in the glossary. Okay, so if you turn to example 1 in your book, which is on page 31, okay, you're just going to draw the chart that has term numbers and terms. Okay, you're going to draw that chart and then leave some space off to the right side in your notebook for us just to write a couple of things. Okay, all right, so now flip to page 32 for example number 2. Okay, it's you're going to actually write the sentence. So write an arithmetic sequence. So write that in your notebook using 3, 8, 13, 18, and 23. So you're going to write that in your notebook. Okay, and then in your notebook or in your book, if you are on page 32, it says copy everything from line 4 to line 8. Okay. So if you count down, there's 2 lines that are in bold, okay? Then there's one that's not in bold. So the next one down where it says so for n equaling 1 and f of 1 equaling 3, that's the line that you're going to start copying, okay? So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So you're going to go down to, write all of that down to line 8, which is the f of n equals f, and then parentheses n minus 1 parentheses plus 5. Okay, so that's the copy everything from lines 4 through 8. Okay, then it says write both piecewise functions for the f of n. Okay, so right below that, there's like 2 lines, and then you see the equation f of n. Okay, so you're going to write that one, then there's a sentence line, and then there's another f of n. So you're going to write both of those f and n's. And then it says write both piecewise functions. So if you go down to almost the bottom of example number 2, it says in yellow there's a recursive definition. So right below that you should see the piecewise functions that are a and n. Okay, so there's 2 of those. Okay, so you're going to write the original one, which is the formula, and then the second one, which actually has the values plugged in. Okay. Other than that, then we'll do the try it together. Okay, so now you're going on to example 3, which is on page 33. Okay, and you're going to write this sentence exactly how it is right here. So you're going to write translate between recursive and explicit forms. Okay, so that's just labeling example 3 what we're doing. So I want you to write that sentence. Okay, and then it says write the recursive definition a of n. Okay, so right below where it has example 3a, off to the right in bold, it has the recursive definition. Okay, so you're going to write that. Okay, so it's the a of n with the little bracket things. There's 2 lines that you write off to the side. And then it says, then the sentence before b. Okay, so if you scroll down, or not scroll down, in your book, go down to example 3b. Okay, and right up above it, as the sentence before B has in general. Okay, so it's not in bold, it's the sentence above B. It says in general, the explicit definition of arithmetic sequence is, and then there's an equation. Okay, so you're going to write that out. Okay, and then under 3B, you're going to write all 4 lines, and then you're going to leave space. So 3B has 2 bold lines and then 2 not bold lines. So you're going to write all of that out, and then after that, you need to give yourself a little bit of space. I would say maybe 4 lines. Okay, and then now go down to example number 4, which is still on page 33. So it says right under, so under 4a, okay, you're going to write the problem states that a of 1 equals 18, n equals 5, and a of 5 equals 26. So you're going to write all of that, and then all of the steps that are down below it, okay, all the way down to where you see the 2 equals D. So that's where you're going to stop. Okay, and then you're going to leave some space after that. Okay, and again on that I would leave, I don't know, about 4 or 5 lines, okay, before you go to write this next example. Okay, so then you're going to go to example 5. Okay, and on example 5 is on page 34. It says find the sum, so you're going to write that. Find the sum of an arithmetic sequence 1, 4, 7, 10, and 13. So write that. And then I want you to leave 6 lines on your notebook blank, okay? And then write 5B. So where you go to 5B, you're going to write all of it, okay? So there's in the 5B, it says, what is the sum of the following arithmetic sequence? 2, 6, 10, 14, 18, 22. And then it says n is 6, a 1 equals 2, a to n equals 22. Okay, and you're going to write it all the way down to where it says the sum of the terms in the sequence is 72. So you're going to write all of that. Okay, then 6 and 7, I'm going to do the whole thing with you. So I told you to glance at the book and leave space. We will write this one out together. So if you look at 6 and 7, I'm going to be writing all of what is in 6 and 7. So if you want to go ahead and write it, you can. But we're going to write all of that. Okay, pretty much all of it except for the sentences that are in there. And I'm going to be explaining 6. So I would give yourself some space to write 6 and 7, maybe a whole page by itself, okay, that we will fill in, okay. And then the very last thing that you're doing is going to page 37. So again, leave 1 full page for 6 and 7 for us to do notes on that. You're going to write out the concept summary chart. Okay, so on page 37, the concept summary chart is up at the top, and it's kind of a turquoisey blue, and it has the recursive formula, explicit formula, the arithmetic series, and then it says algebra and numbers, so you're going to write that whole chart out. Okay, these notes are going to be long. So this is trying to help us save some time, so I'm not waiting for you to write things down in preparation for the notes. Together, as I'm explaining these, just due to the fact that there's 7 examples, it for sure is going to take a full day and into a second day. I don't know if that second day will take the whole entire class period or if it'll be half of it. I'll try my best to try to summarize things and work our way through these, but we're not going to get through this section as quickly as we have the other ones. Okay. All right. So you are doing this in class. It'll take you probably the whole class period to do it, and then plans and preparations for us to fill the notes in tomorrow.